interesting game during the weekend. Sorry, Chelsea went to the Etihad and they pulled off a shock. But there's a few of us on the top 6 show. Kate was there. In fairness, we all were saying this on Thursday. Everyone thought it was a foregone conclusion, and I think it was me, but more so Rory. Rory talks football that said no. I fancy Chelsea to get a result.
I don't know how much Rory was really being serious. I think he was hoping for a miracle, man.
No, he was being serious, though.
He was making a point, but Nobbins, what went wrong? I mean, you just dropped points to a team that was sitting in 11th place in the Premier League, another mid-table team like Crystal Palace this season, coming to the Etihad and walking away with points.
Nobbins, be honest. Don't lie. Do not lie to the people. You're on the terrace. Be honest with your analysis. Don't tell any lies. Be honest. Thank you.
Asking someone associated with City not to lie is a bit hard here.
Staffy, what's that stray all about? Hello?
Don't make it 116.
Thought we had a connection, man.
Don't make it 160.
Yeah, no, but just speak the truth. Speak the truth that you were lucky to win that, to draw that game. Just speak the truth.
I like to think I'm always as objective as I can be with my post-match thoughts. Yeah, not ideal to not beat them, to be honest. I thought Guardiola got it very, very wrong. I was concerned by the starting lineup. That front 5 was suicidal. There was no control or tempo. There was no metronomic player in that front 5. We didn't learn from Pep certainly didn't learn from his mistakes at Stamford Bridge. He set the team up in the same 4-2-4 pressing structure, which didn't work at Stamford Bridge. So he decided to do it again at the Etihad, maybe to prove a point that it can work. It didn't. Ake was always left on his own because we decided to play Alvarez in a pivot with Rodri. So it meant that every single time when Doku went to go press to Sassi, all they had to do was do a little triangle around a striker trying to play as an 8. So obviously every single time it worked. So that's how they got so much joy in that first half. And without Ake, they would have had another 2 or 3 really good counter-attacking opportunities. So yeah, so Pep played into their hands in the first half. Second half, I thought Poch played into Pep's hands. I thought he went too defensive too quickly. If you back off against City, no matter how badly we're playing, no matter how bad the starting lineup is, we'll always have chances. That's what ends up happening. Haaland had a terrible finishing day at the office. Obviously, should have scored at least 4. I think that's fair to say. On another day, maybe he does, but this is his worst.
I think he needs to look at clips of Nunes finishing, and he probably would have.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Just learn from Darwin. Yeah.
I'm playing. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's his way of getting over these injuries, man. You should have seen Ramsey's face earlier. You know what I mean? When we was seeing that Salah's out and this guy's out. This guy's stressing right now.
We're speaking Ramsey.
Wait, but Nobbins, can you just quick question, because I wanted to finish your amazing analysis, which has been outstanding so far. But I just need you just to
thank you, mate.
Confirm. Is Pochettino on the take? That's all I want to know. Did Pep Guardiola pay Pochettino a fee to throw that game? That's all I want to know.
Well, maybe they bribed each other, because maybe Pep tried to throw away the game in the first half and then Poch returned the favour in the second half. Maybe it was a sort of mutual thing. But yeah, I've got no explanation for why we played Alvarez as Gundogan, literally. Again, go watch that game and go look at the average positions of our players.
Nubbins, I have a theory. And my theory is that Julian Alvarez, obviously when Erling Haaland is available, he's not going to get much game time. So Pep doesn't want a situation where the player's unhappy with the lack of game time, because anywhere else he'd probably be starting. So he's trying to force and find ways that he can utilize him.
But it doesn't work the way it clearly doesn't work. That'd be so foolish to do that when it doesn't work.
One second. Don't twist what I'm saying and saying it's a good thing. But that's my theory on why he's trying to keep the player happy by finding another place in the team.
So he's trying to keep the player happy by jeopardizing the team.
But the thing is though, the thing is, it's not even. Listen, I know Igal comes with some wild takes at times, but honestly, bro, I had the same sort of view when I looked at how Chilwell was being shoehorned into the team at the beginning. I was thinking, bro, Levi Colwill at left back, Chilwell left wing, is trying to make people happy by playing them constantly out of position. Do you know what I mean? Bro, it could be a thing.
No. But the issue with Igal, again, I respect theory, but the issue with the theory is that you're trying to go for another treble. You're trying to maintaining history 4 in a row. And Arsenal and Liverpool seem to have hit into overdrive now, specifically Arsenal. So there is no time to be like, oh, let me make you happy. Don't want to be. No, this is the time to be cutthroat. And it is clear now that Alvarez and Haaland don't work together. So
Nobbins, like Pep Guardiola, as great as he is, every now and then as a City manager, he's had those kind of galaxy brain moments where he's made a mistake like that. It's not like a new thing this year.
Yeah, Champions League final, he didn't start Rodri.
Yeah. So I appreciate Gal's theory, and it's not the first time I've heard it. I totally appreciate that. But there are many areas you could use Alvarez in the City side without trying to make a striker Gundogan. That's literally what he was yesterday. Again, what I was saying before was like, go look at the average positions of City's players. Alvarez is literally sat next to Rodri in a pivot. He was used as a left 8, a left central midfielder throughout. I've never seen that before. Well,
Why didn't he start Kovacic?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. He should have started Kovacic, exactly. So not only is it a detriment playing Alvarez there, because he can't do that role, if you are playing Alvarez in the midfield, and obviously De Bruyne's got to play there, then by definition, you can't have Foden in the midfield, because Alvarez is taking his spot. So it's a two-pronged negative. Not only are you getting a striker as 8 who can't play as an 8, it's not his fault, he's a striker, you are also limiting our best player this season to touchline winger duties. And as much as I love Foden, he will never be an elite winger because he's not a winger, he's a midfielder.
That's where he's cutting.
Sorry, real quick. I mean, just quickly on this super chat, real quick. Harold, and I think I actually addressed this on my channel before. So the Haaland is going through a bad spell, and obviously I got told that he lost his grandmother. Now, remind me, correct me if I'm wrong. When Cristiano lost his child, a miscarriage, wasn't that the day? It wasn't like a day after he then like scored once or twice for United.
He missed the Liverpool game and then he played for the Arsenal game. That's
yeah.
what
and he scored in the Arsenal game.
Yes. So my thing is, again, like you have to be very careful here. Horrible thing that's to lose anyone like that, but these things happen, and it would be wrong to now use that as an excuse as to why he's going through a bad spell. He's going through a bad spell, and here's the key thing: Haaland himself, knowing how strong his mentality is, he wouldn't even want to use that as an excuse as why he's going through a bad spell. Because now everyone is like, oh, Haaland is trash, he's useless and everything. Haaland has too much credit in the bank for us to now start saying this guy's trash and useless. No. The greatest of players have gone through bad spells.
No,
and it happens.
Even if one of those...
Just to add on to that story, you've seen it that obviously losing anyone's tough, but even that, I don't want to bring it back to Liverpool. Even with Alisson, he lost his father, then scores us the goal to get us in the top 4 essentially the season before we went for trophy. So it is tough, but I don't really think, and especially by his profile as well, I don't really think we can use that as an excuse. It is tough, and if it is affecting you, maybe take compassionate leave and then come back the next game.
Even if he scored one of those goals and City still won the game 2-1, I wouldn't have been happy with the performance, because in the same way that at Stamford Bridge, you could say but for Ruben Diaz tackling, was it Broja? In the last minute, we win the game. But even if we won that game, I wouldn't have been happy with the performance because the performance wasn't good enough. I don't care about the result in that same way. I don't like results-based analysis. Pep set the team up wrong. He has done for a lot of this season. He tried to play Akanji as John Stones and Alvarez as Gundogan and Foden as Bernardo Silva.
Akanji?
Yeah, I mean, John Stones got rested though, innit?
Do you think, Don? Do you think Man City respected Chelsea enough on the day? Do you think there was enough respect for you and the quality your team does still possess?
Do you know what? It's a weird one because you would have expected them to respect us, considering how we played them at the Bridge. You know, we surprised them. You know, and even the other day in the first half, I would say we were the better team. We made ourselves at home at the Etihad, and not a lot of teams can say that. We were definitely the better team in that first half. I think the way Poch set us up, you know, from back to front was spot on. Starting Levi Colwill out of no choice of his own, by the way, because obviously Silva's injured right now. But I've been begging for Levi to be finally played in his natural position. And this is
why was he a coward in the 70th minute? Why did he become a coward in the 70th minute?
Let me don't worry. I'll get into that. Innit? But let me analyze the first half, then we'll talk about the in-game management. But in terms of Levi Colwill playing at left centre back, you can see exactly why I've been begging for him to start there, because he's comfortable there, bro. And one of his biggest weapons is his left foot. If you watched him at Brighton last season, the way he used to just bang it out from the back straight into the midfield, or he will whip it across to Matoma. Yeah, I saw him do it at the Emirates. I saw him do it against Liverpool on multiple occasions. He's a good player when he's played in the right role. You know, we had the balanced back four with the fullbacks, and then you've got Enzo and Caicedo playing closer to each other on Saturday, which meant that Caicedo wasn't isolated on the transition. And like I've said before, there's a myth that Enzo Fernandez doesn't know how to defend. He's obviously not like a Paulinho or like a Declan Rice in terms of destroying the play.
He's not that.
Exactly. But he's got that South American energy and hunger where he's trying to get stuck in. And he kept winning the ball back for us. And every time he won it back, he would keep it simple and just pop it off. And then straight away, we're beating that press that City had. And then in that final third, we weren't great. To be honest, we should have been a lot more clinical than that. We could have been 1 or 2 goals up. But we took the opportunity when we did, man. The ball dropping to Jackson. People think he's useless. But for me, I've said it. He's not a striker for me. He's not the complete article. But on the ball, he helps us progress the ball from back to front. He connects our play. And he's very good in terms of linking up the play. He played a big part in the goal that we scored. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he had the greatest game.
Don't do that.
Let him cook. Igal, let him cook. Let him cook.
He was an absolute criminal.
Igal, let the guy cook.
Let me land, man.
A pile of shit.
Igal, can you please let the man land, please? Thank you.
You didn't hear what I said. I didn't say he had a great game, did I? I said he links up the play well for us. That's what he does. Roger was it. Let me finish my point before.
Can the man land? Igal, can you please mute your mic and win a UCL, please? Win a UCL. You're talking to a two-time UCL winner. Have some respect.
Are you in the competition?
Igal, you're talking to a two-time UCL winner. Win a UCL before you interrupt the man. Please continue. Please continue.
The competition before you talk about it.
There's zero UCL good, man.
This is the mentality. This is the mentality you get when you speak about Jackson.
I know. Weird. Zero UCL mentality. I get it. Yeah.
This is the mentality you get when you speak about Jackson. If you speak about him, shit, he's useless. Is this? It's no surprise. It's no surprise that our performances dropped drastically when he went to the AFCON because he actually helps us play better. No one can tell me otherwise, bro. Jackson, he shouldn't be the main striker. We all know this. That's the onus for doing that. But end of the day, he helps us play better. Yeah, when it comes
Don, can I add something on that? Because I actually agree with you. I said this about Jackson. I said he's a good player, shit finisher. He should be somewhere in your attack. He shouldn't be your main finisher. Because how does he miss that one-on-one? But then he links up. Did you see how he linked up the play for that goal? Bro, for you to know how to draw out the defender, flick it with your back heel like that, and you create that space for that winger that was running into, that's actually elite play. Like, let's just be very honest. If one of our favorite play, if De Bruyne did that, if Saka did that, if Bruno did that, I swear we'd all be talking about, yo, did you see how he set him up there? We'd all be bragging about it because no one rates Jackson.
But see, Don, this is the issue with Chelsea. Like, everything else is great, but Don, this is the question I'm going to ask you, though, is that we know that this team can play when they're given space. Because just like the 4-4 game in this game, boom, this team knows how to suppress, absorb, and counter. But that's not a league. A league is, especially when you're a team like Chelsea, most guys will sit back at the back. So I don't want any delusions of grandeur here. Cool, we played well, and we played well twice against City. Can this team break teams down? And is this enough to say Pochettino's right? Because for me, Don, I'm sorry, Pochettino, I still don't want this bomb in my team. So
this is where you guys did. I was listening to what you guys were saying. I didn't finish what I was saying. Yeah. So look, in the first half, he got it spot on. Like I said, Disasi, colossal performance. Yeah. When people keep telling me, oh, you guys need experience, I hear all of that. But end of the day, this is a squad that we're working with right now. And Thiago Silva is not the guy to be dependent on week in, week out. We don't need the guy holding everyone's hand. Disasi is not a young player, bro. Disasi is 25, 26. He's got a lot of appearances in France or whatever it is. Yeah. And like I said, when Silva's not there, he is the leader. He always steps up. When I'm at the bridge and I'm behind the goal, like there's certain things you don't see on camera. He's always telling guys where to go. Celebrations, you've seen it, have hope when we're celebrating the goals and that. You can always see that he's the guy that's telling these young guys, come on, let's go. And I'm not saying that Disasi is world class or whatever, but in my opinion, for the price that we paid, what he is, he's a good player. He's been solid for us. The only thing with Disasi is he's slow. But in terms of playing out from the back, bro, he's very quick at it. He plays what he sees, and his aerial duels are very good. The other day, my man got 16 clearances. That's the most for any Chelsea player in 8 years, bro. Do you know what I mean? Right?
Don, that's what key with Disasi as well. Like, I swear with Badashile, he played over, 30 league games with him. And even when Cole was next to him, Sarsi's not quick, like you said, so he's having to overcompensate for Thiago Silva, and he's not even quick himself. So those two, you've realised those two don't.
Wait, we can just ask one question to the panel.